Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors player is questionable for Wednesday's game. The Golden State Warriors came into the 2024-2 NBA regular season with no telling whether the team as currently constructed could contend with the best of the best in a Western Conference, especially after losing Klay Thompson in free agency and being unable to bring in another star player over the summer. However, the Warriors have played well right out of the gate, with Golden State sporting a 3-1 record coming into Wednesday night's home game against the New Orleans Pelicans at the Chase Center. Unfortunately, the Warriors are already dealing with some costly injuries, as superstar guard Stephen Curry has been ruled out with an ankle injury, and Anthony Melton is also on the men end with a back issue. If those injuries weren't already bad enough for the Warriors heading into this second straight game against the Pelicans in San Francisco, Golden State might also be without veteran forward Andrew Wiggins, who is dealing with a back strain. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, Wiggins is currently listed as questionable for tonight's game in the Bay Area against the visiting Pelicans. The major loss is obviously not having Curry on the floor against New Orleans, but Wiggins potentially not playing is also a big blow to the team's chance of getting a second straight win against Brandon Ingram and company. Even if Wiggins is unable to take the basketball floor tonight against the Pelicans, it'll be interesting to see if this resilient Warrior squad can endure and get another win, with Draymond Green leading the way for the storied franchise. The Golden State Warriors were without two major stars on Tuesday night, but they were still able to defeat the New Orleans Pelicans 124-106. Several players stepped up in a big way and led the Warriors to their victory, including Lindy Waters III speaking to the press by a 95.7. The game head coach Steve Kerr praised Waters and talked about the talent and drive he brings to the team from day one of camp. "This guy has been one of our best players, frankly," Kay said, adding that part of what makes Waters so special isn't the shots he takes but the ones he chooses not to take. Waters is a smart player and Kerr wants to get the most out of him, but didn't have a chance to let him shine until Tuesday. Waters produced 21 points and 8 rebounds off the bench for Golden State's statement went over the Pelicans. The team wasn't able to use Andrew Wiggins or Stephen Curry, and there were serious fears that they'd falter New Orleans, and for a while it looked like that was going to happen, but then their Warriors got their act together and Kerr was able to formulate plans for a major comeback. Waters was explosive throughout the game and walked away with the highest plus-minus rating for his team with +26. However, multiple other players did well too, including Buddy Hield with a sensational 28 points, Brandon Podmski with 19 points, and Moses Moody and Jonathan Kaminger, who both had 17. Tuesday's win was a testament to Kerr and the depth of his team. It was also a chance for fans to get another good look at Waters, who may be performing a lot more after this great performance. Buddy Hield went off after getting called out by Reggie Miller. Golden State Warriors wing Buddy Hield had a huge second half Tuesday against the New Orleans Pelicans, and he apparently had TNT's Reggie Miller to thank for some of it. After going just 148 in the first half, Hield went off for 25 points in the second half, with 19 of them coming in the fourth quarter of Tuesday's 124-106 win. Hield made all 6 of the 3-point tries in the second half as part of his scoring surge during the second half of TNT's coverage. Play-by-play broadcaster Kevin Harant suggested Miller had something to do with it. Harant got Miller to confess that Miller had a conversation with Hield at halftime, though he refused to offer any details about what that chat entailed. Hield, however, was willing to spill after game, and it turned out the message was quite simple. "He told me to shoot the blanking ball." Hield told TNT after the game, "Sometimes you need somebody like that to come to you, and I responded well." Hield has provided the exact sort of contributions the Warriors had hoped they would get from him. While Tuesday's game was his best of the season, it was the third time in 4 games he provided at least 20 points, and he is shooting at toward 55.6% from three-point range. That may be unsustainable, but as long as he can provide regular scoring, Golden State will be thrilled. Over the past couple of years, the once dominant Golden State Warriors have looked like a team that is headed in the wrong direction, with superstar Stephen Curry and Draymond Green not getting any younger, and the team's brass thus failing to bring in game-changing talent around their aging stars, with sharpshooter Klay Thompson choosing not to resign with the Warriors this past summer and deciding to land with the Dallas Mavericks there. Consensus was that this was the beginning of the end of an incredibly successful era of basketball in the Bay Area. However, the Warriors' demise may have been premature, with Golden State currently sporting a 3-1 record after the first 4 games of the regular season, which is a promising sign of things to come for Steve Kerr's squad in San Francisco. Kendrick Perkins believes what might be helping the team's early success during the 2024-25 campaign might be the lack of distractions which they've had to deal with year after year in the Bay Area via NBA on ESPN. For the first time in a long time, Steve Kerr has walked into an NBA season without any distractions, Perkins said. Perkins might have a good point here, as the off-the-court distractions were glaring over the past 2 seasons, from Jordan Poole's fight with Green to Thompson's contract situation last season. However, it is way too early in the season to dub this Warriors team as a potential threat in the Western Conference, but it is a promising sign moving forward for Curry and company. Warriors named S-foot shot blocking favorite. Warriors are the favorites to sign Walker Kessler if the Utah Jazz trade the 23-year-old center. Listed the Warriors as the plus 350 favorite to acquire Kessler. The New Orleans Pelicans, who have a hole in the middle, are better second best pick at plus 500. Utah's 7'1" center is off to a solid start this season, but was hampered by injuries last season in 4 starts. Kessler is filling the stat sheet with 8.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, a career high, and 2.5 blocks, in addition to 1.5 assists and 1.0 steals last season. He was the league's second best blocker at 2.4 per game, behind San Antonio Spurs Rookie of the Year Victor Wembanyama 3.6. The Warriors coach said openly in the summer that he wanted a strong center. You certainly have to look at what I think is a really good roster, a really balanced roster, he said in an interview with Justin Turman and Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA radio in July. We would love to try, but we would love at some point to have another 5 and a big hard-hitting 5-man. You look at the conference right now, whether it's Denver, Minnesota, OKC, with what they added, certainly Memphis, they'll be back in contention. They added Zach Edey. Certain matchups in the playoffs you're going to need a lot of size, but the Warriors were unable to acquire one. While Kessler isn't your eye-cal aggressive big man, he is a potential double-double machine and one of the best shot blockers in the NBA today. A potential double-rook lineup of Davis and Kessler could bolster the Lakers' defense, which is currently ranked 17th entering the October 30th games, getting their defense on par with their 5th-ranked defense, or at least closer to the top 10, could increase the Warriors' championship chances. But what could stop the Warriors from trading Kessler is Utah's high asking price. All the information from Utah was it's a high price for Walker Kessler. They'd been asking for some first-round picks, Yovimber of The Athletic said on his Boaz Block podcast on August 9. Fox Sports analyst Rich Booker set on future first-round picks for a high-profile player like Kessler in September. ESPN's Dave MC Miniman reported that the Warriors' vice president of basketball operations and general manager said the team is open to trading its 2 picks available first round if any deal they are involved and can help ensure Warriors' sustained excellence. And you fan, what do you think of the situation of Walker Kessler? Leave your opinion in the comments.